Welcome to Oh Brother, a podcast where we try to figure it all out. With your hosts, Brandon and Collin. On this week's show, packing anxiety. Ahoy!
Ahoy!
What's going on?
Not a lot. Trying to figure out why sometimes whenever Zoom opens, it like crashes the thing. So that's cool. I don't really know why I did that, but it was like, loading, connecting, not responding. Like, oh no.
It's just really tired. It's okay.
I guess so. I don't know. But
well, glad you're here and everything's going well.
I was going to make sure. Yeah. So anyway, it was a little risky there for a second, but it's fine. Everything's fine.
Okay, well, just stop touching things and back slowly away.
I'm just going to back up, bring them back with me, and
should be fine. Everything's fine.
Kablamo.
Nice.
So how are you?
Oh, I am oxygenated. Let me tell you.
Is important. I hear it's important to be oxygenated.
I've been oxygenated all day. It's been amazing. So I'm on a quest to get better sleep. It's to the point now where like even 8.5, 9 hours of sleep of like isn't restful, and we all know why this is.
That's good. Is it the extreme caffeine consumption?
Actually,
and
no.
The high stress work cycle.
High stress work cycle, probably. Caffeine. I generally not the trip to Lake notwithstanding. I drink my coffee and am done by like 9 usually. Like,
okay, well, this is new. This is a new leaf. Right. This is not always been the case.
No. Now, when I'm out doing tons of visits and I'm going to like 11 o'clock at night and stuff, caffeine consumption goes back up. But on a normal day, it's not that bad. No. Apparently, something about snoring and restlessness in my sleep, it impacts my sleep a lot.
Yeah, I've heard that is a fact.
So I'm on a quest now. We need to do something. So I've got a new pillow to like better neck support and better back sleepage, because I gotta sleep on my back. Sorry, people. It's just is what it is. There's no getting around it. So I'm doing that. Okay. Then I texted you this. I'm mad at myself for how much I love this new thing in my life. Okay. I am.
Oh no. Collin has fallen into the trap of morning/night routine Instagram influencers, right? That's what he's doing here.
I'm so angry.
You got the ice bath, ice water. You got the
what has popped up was this.
Your wife puts your jewelry on for you.
Yes, weirdly, she fetches my shirts from the other room.
Yeah.
No, I saw this ad on my Instagram. Okay, and I was like, "Oh, that's weird, huh?" And then I watched a video, and like I've been seeing this ad while I've been doing my research into like how to get like changing my sleep.
Yeah, man. Imagine if those two things were related, right?
I know. But then it shows up on Megan's Facebook.
So what happens when all technology companies are owned by two people?
That's
really
that's what I got. And she sends me a screenshot, and she's like, "Have you looked into this?" And I was like, Actually, yes, I have. And I should explain, I have tried nose strips before, the ones you buy at the store, right? Whatever they're called.
The Breathe Right ones. Hashtag not sponsored.
Not sponsored because
I think that's the brand name, but they are generic, just like breathing strips.
And they're garbage. Right? They do not stick to my face.
Yeah, I've tried them before as well, like a long time ago.
Yeah.
Right, I tried them.
I've tried them several times. They never stick. They never hold. They don't do anything. And so I kind of had written off Breathe Right strips and strips in general. And then I stumbled across this ridiculous company where it's magnetic. Okay. And the
They're
bridge,
weird looking.
they're
right?
so weird looking. They're not, it's uncomfortable when you watch the video of them putting the magnet on and then like stretching out the nose and you're like, oh, like, ugh. So I have
At first,
one of these.
I didn't understand how it worked, right? Because I just saw one of the short things or reels or whatever of like the people putting it on, right? So I didn't fully understand. Like all the clip was somebody attaching it.
Yes.
And so I was like, what in the heck? I did not realize for an uncomfortably long amount of time that there are a little sticky thing that you put on top of your nose.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. This is not apparent from many of their Photoshops.
No, it looks like it looks like that they like put it. It looks like there's a magnet inside your nose, which is upsetting.
Yes,
to say the least. So, I mean, I'm glad that doesn't have that, but it also really, really confused me for a long time, like too long of a time. That is not actually what's happening, and that it is in fact sticking onto the outside of your nose, and that made me feel better and more sanitary, just in general. But like,
I completely agree. It was very confusing. I spent a lot of time looking into these things and trying to figure out what it is and how it works.
Like, how do you work?
Why? And then it was when I realized that the little nose bridge thing is actually just solid plastic. It doesn't bend.
Yeah,
that's when I was like, oh, okay.
You know,
that I totally understand what's happening now. It's just using the resistive force of plastic and the power of magnets to open your nose. Okay.
That also does make sense. Yeah.
So I succumbed to this and I bought one, and it came in the mail today, and Megan was like, good luck with this. And I put it on.
She didn't like assist or look at. She just like ran away. Like
she threw it at me and she's like, this is ridiculous. What are you doing? And I was like, no.
Did you remind her that you showed this?
Yeah.
You said,
it's like, we're going to try this.
You said,
we're trying
this.
Did
you look at this? So she is complicit in this whole thing.
Oh, yes. Let's blame her. This will go very well.
No, I'm not blaming Megan. I'm not blaming you.
Oh, sure. Thank you.
We're saying she's also complicit.
Also, yes. She is conspirator accompli. Yes. So I set about putting this on, and it is going to take a while. Those little pads that you have to put on the side of your nose, man, getting these in the right spot and even on both sides of your nose, that I don't know if that will be a skill I ever fully acquire.
That's fair. Are they? So they are really usable. Right. This is my follow-up question here. Like, how do they affix to yourself? This is what I must know.
Single-use sticky pads.
Single-use, bro. That is awful. Like,
yeah,
it's
bad.
That's not it, right?
It's like real bad. Single-use sticky pads.
Oof.
Yeah,
I'm not in love with that.
Not me either. Because, it's like, well, that's horrible. Which was like, oh, I understand why they sell these in 30 packs, because there's 30 days in a month.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
But there are people who wear these nonstop. Like they wear them all the time.
Nonstop.
Yeah,
I don't. Are you supposed to do that?
When we went to a restaurant, and one of the servers was wearing these, and I was
okay, bro, you can't do that.
On earth,
you can't. You can't be doing that.
I don't know. People wear them to work out, all sorts of stuff. Anyway,
I guess I could see that because like football players and stuff wear them. Sportists wear them.
Yes,
during games and stuff. But like,
yes, yeah. But it has this little like little nubbin that. No, it's this little. It is like a little thing.
No, I believe you. It's just a funny word.
Yeah, that's what you use like you attach the little pad to that via a magnet because it has a magnet in it. And then that's what you use to like stick onto your nose. And then you can pull it back a little bit to see, like open it up and make sure it's a good fit. And then once it's on left and right, that's when you put the little nose bridge thing on. And it comes with different sizes.
Okay, that's good.
I'm not quite sure which size I'm happy with because also, anyway, I put it on. I wore it for 8 hours straight today. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can actually like use both of my nostrils. I looked at Megan. I was like, is this what breathing is supposed to be? like this is really ridiculous. Like this is I can finally.
Who knew?
Who knew? Your nose. Use it. Like, okay, this makes a lot of sense. Why I'm such a heavy mouth breather now. Like this is grand. So I've been joking all today. I've been like, I am so oxygenated. This is insane. I've got, man, give me my pulse ox right now because I bet I'm over 100. I'm so invigorated. I'm ready to go. I'm breathing. But it is important. I'm such a heavy mouth breather that it's a habit. Like I immediately go to breathe out of my mouth when I'm like, oh no, you can just breathe out of your nose. Like it's a thing. It's so sad. It is so sad. I took it off because we were out because it's Taco Tuesday, so we had to go get tacos because it's Tuesday. And I was like, "We're going," and Megan looked at me and she was like, "You're taking that off," and I was like, "Right." I know, obviously, I was going to remove it,
except for that I'm not.
I don't not. And I took it off and immediately it was like, I'm joking. So this may be a good sign that I may need to go see a throat and nose doctor. They would look about boring out some of my nostrils.
Delicious.
So
fun sentence that was. Thank you.
They recommend at nighttime wearing a larger size to make your nose larger and then
facilitate more breathing,
more air. And then if you are exercising, that you are to they recommend a narrower band, I guess. For they didn't really explain that one. I didn't I was like
fully comprehend that, but whatever. It's cool.
You know? I don't understand.
I don't either, but I don't understand many things. So
I don't either. So
fine.
I'm wearing it now. I put it back on. I'm ready. I'm invigorated. I'm so excited. So excited. But the piece de resistance comes tomorrow. Because what? Oh, we're going all in. We've got the neck pillow. Okay. We've got the ridiculously costly nose strip thing. But because I'm such a heavy mouth breather, okay, hopefully one of the things to get my brain recalibrated to use my nose is the nose strip. Like that's my first thing. But
okay,
I'm also a mouth snorer. Like I don't snore through my nose. I snore through my mouth, which is the thing.
Interesting, but all right.
So I have looked into previously like mouth guards to put in my mouth to help realign my jaw for when I'm sleeping so that I can open my airway and then I don't snore. However, I'm a mouth breather, so my mouth opens immediately at nighttime. And so my mouth guards always end up on the other side of the room or on the, like,
oh no,
like, yeah, they end up everywhere. So I can't have a mouth guard because my mouth opens all of the time.
Oh no.
And so,
oh no. I think I know what you're going to say, and I don't know how I feel about this.
I don't know how I feel about this either.
So concerned.
I'm really concerned, but I am going to try mouth taping.
No, I knew it.
Ah!
I'm so freaked out right now. Like I don't even know.
Now, being a diehard mouth breather my entire life, I don't know how psychologically this is going to work on me. Okay.
I mean, yeah. How do you baby step into this? Like,
Now, I will say that the stuff that I did get is specifically for this. Like, there are people who will mouth tape and they just use like duct tape.
That's weird.
That is freaky, and I got really concerned. And
because isn't this stuff like it's like a gauzy kind of thing, right?
Porous,
like you can like breathe through it, right?
Yes.
It's not like actual.
It's not actual
duct tape, right?
But still, there's this like, am I getting enough oxygen? What if I need to yawn? Like,
right? Like what?
This is a big thing.
How do
I do that? What if I need to communicate an urgent message to somebody and I'm over here locked up like a hostage on the side of the bed? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah. What if you have a beard and mustache? So it's right out for me. Like I can't.
Yeah.
Even if it didn't psychologically traumatize me, just saying that you're using that.
Yeah. Yes. So I don't know. I don't know about this, but I figure I'm already doing the influencer nose strip. I might as well take the next step and do the latest fad because
it's
really,
true.
The only other option that I can find that realistically works for this are the chin straps that you like Velcro on top of your head.
So gangster looking like Jacob Marley, right? Like
I saw
wake up in the mornings like screw.
I know, right? This exactly. This is exactly it. We're Marley and Marley. So I don't want that. I don't want that.
No one wants that.
No one wants that. So I figure I might as well just try this and
tied up on your head with the little bow.
I know. I'm gonna look really cool, being like,
well, oh, bro, the O Brother morning routine video, Collin the alpha male, like.
I know. With this big black strip across my face. Oh my goodness.
So push upside the balcony, right? That's what you gotta do. That's important. You got.
Yeah. Now, interestingly, okay, I am gonna say this. Okay. So the stuff that I got, I found it on different review sites. For this, like it's shaped in a little oval, and for all this stuff, gentle on skin, hypoallergenic, it's comfortable, 60 pouches, it's blah blah blah, it's a 2-month supply. All of the reviews are about this. All of them are, right? About using this. There are videos, all these people are using it for this, all these things. I want to read you the title for this on Amazon.
Oh god.
Okay, again. Mouth tape for snoring is what you Google. It comes up in reviews. It's linked to all sorts of stuff.
Oh, is this just like the product name that is like putting all the words in it, all the hashtags and
this
stuff?
Is kind of, but it's also a description.
Okay.
The first 3 words are black binding tape. Strong adhesive, multifunctional, trial no glued removal suitable for books.
What? Hold on. Wait a minute. Someone used the wrong factory.
I know. And then you look at the product stuff, and it's like protecting book corners. Oh, heel protection for your shoes.
What?
It's for you can use it for bowling tape around your fingers, so you don't.
Oh yeah, bowling tape.
And I'm like,
nothing's more alpha male than going bowling.
Like, wait a minute, what?
Gangster.
But all of these, the reviews, mouth tape usage, breathable and allows for chapstick to be worn. Buy this, right? I started off for this expensive stuff, but it works so much better, and my husband uses it every night, and I sleep better. Works well, easy to remove, like great for improving sleep hygiene. Like that's all the reviews. So everyone's using this.
I improved my bowling score by 30 points.
I really want someone named Gerald. I need someone named Gerald to be like my bowling improved when I could get better grip. So, oh man, it's so fantastic. So, yes, I am. And then because then people will recommend like, oh, just use soft surgical tape. Like, I'm like, no, I'm not about that life. So.
I mean, yeah, you kind of like. Yeah, I would be concerned about breathability factor.
Oh yes,
right. like, breathing is good. So I don't know.
Yeah. So I bought this. It's not super costly. It's pretty cheap, but I'm going to see. There are several other brands on here.
Do some product testing.
Here.
Here we go.
But even the ones that say like, oh, this is the sleep tape or the good night tape, they still talk about like it's just called binding tape. It's so weird.
It's multi. You gotta, if you have a multi-use product, you can sell more of it.
Yeah.
Right. If you just like come up with other random junk that it can do, like, oh, it can also protect the corner of your books after you wrap them in brown paper sack, like you're back in 6th grade again. Like,
yeah.
And it's 1993. Like, hey, let's.
Yes, this is what I'm most excited for. Yes, where it's
so you haven't used it? Did you get that today as well?
Or is it
coming?
That comes tomorrow.
Okay, so that's coming tomorrow.
Yes, so I'm layering. See what I'm doing? I've got the pillow.
Okay, good. Nice.
I'm doing tonight's going to be the breeze strip thing.
Okay.
And then my magnetic nostrils. We're going to see how that happens. What happens tonight?
Okay.
Then I'm going to have the tape tomorrow, and it'll be all set. And then I'll be wearing. I'm ready. I'm gearing up. It's going to be great. Have the best. Jeez. So we'll see. All of this, I told Megan, I said, all of this actually, you know what? This is just going, this just ends up with me in a CPAP machine. Okay. This is where we're headed. So like,
I mean, yeah, like that's, you got to try some first though,
This is just where we're headed. So this is the gentle steps. At least my nighttime routine won't be like totally weird when I'm unhooking Darth Vader to suction to my face, right? So I can breathe and not die at night.
And now you can be an Instagram influencer. I'm so excited. Morning/night routine influencer.
Yes.
There you go. I think I want to go back to this pillow situation. I need to know about your pillow because I also have problems with pillows because like I try to sleep on my back, right? Or I try to sleep on my side. Like I will try to go to sleep in these positions. I wake up on my face every time. What? I wake up on my stomach.
How?
Just about every day. I don't know. I must roll about quite substantially, but I almost always wake up on my stomach every time. And so like pillows annoy me because there are these specialized pillows. You're like, sleep this way. And I'm like, I want to sleep that way. I can't. I'll be like, nope, face. Like, bad. I don't know why my body is like, yes, sleep like this. Even though some days I wake up and my neck feels like it's wrenching in a vice. Like, why did you decide that this was how we were going to sleep?
Dude.
Body, what are you doing? Brain,
Yeah.
How did you like, yes, contorted wildly like this is the perfect way to sleep and is totally comfortable when clearly it is not, right? So like
nobody's
we tried to get some new pillows a while ago, but like they sucked, so we sent back because they were like really flat and gross, and I didn't like it, so Susan didn't like it either, so we didn't.
Now, yes, my pillow situation has been dire for a long time. We had some pillows a while back that I had got for back sleeping, and they were just like super flat, and they were like really like I don't even know how fluffy.
I have one of those, like it's like flat and pretty firm, and I slept on it for a while, and then all of a sudden my neck just was like, no, we're not doing that anymore.
So, but when we had our kids, that's what we gave to them. We gave them those pillows for when they started sleeping on their own. Just really
fair.
Flat.
Because we gave our kids the sucky pillows. We're like, get out of here.
No,
I know. No, I'm just joking.
I really liked this pillow. Like, it was one of my favorites, but we gave it to them because it was really flat and firm, and it wasn't like this big poofy cloud that they were going to suffocate in when they rolled over. So that's what they had. And then I've just had this like generic pillow. I don't even know where we got it. Like it's not my favorite thing, but I kind of I'd sleep a lot where I'd like compress the pillow together, like wad it up, kind of like bunch it kind of thing. And so for a while, I thought I wanted to get what is it? A husk pillow. Have you ever looked into this?
I have seen these, but I don't, not like in depth looked into them.
This is one
Susan
that
mentioned them at some.
They're supposed to be really cool, like as far as like temperature wise and the contour to your head and stuff. I've thought about those. However, I'm a hardcore back sleeper. So I recently was actually given a Tempur-Pedic neck pillow. It's the weird 2-hump one where it goes there's a little hump and then a big hump. And what you're supposed to do is the big hump goes under your neck. And so basically your head falls back and up. Yes. Yeah, I'll send you a link.
I thought you were supposed to use it the other way around.
No, see this, I have to watch,
which makes sense, right?
Yes,
but like, okay,
yeah, because if you'd use it the other way around, it would angle your head forward.
That's
but what
true.
You're supposed to hear is it's supposed to cradle your neck, so you kind of get locked in, and your head is supposed to go up a little,
kind of back.
Yeah. And so that is what I have now. And I'm going to report to see. But yeah, I had to do some research because I was like, how do you use this? Because
I mean, it's valid, right? Like what is
how do you and so using some of the product photo images,
how do work?
Even then, some of them don't show you like exactly what or how to use it. Anyway, this is what I am using now because it is a neck support pillow for back and side sleepers. And what you have to do is it actually comes in 3 different sizes, small, medium, and large. And this is the distance from the base of your head down to your shoulders.
Oh, measuring.
I know. They're basically measuring your neck because they want to know how big of a hump you need to throw in there.
So weird.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I've been thinking about those pillows wrongly. Oh, that's well. Who knew?
I know.
Not me. That too.
Yeah. So this is the only one that I can, because again, it's like a for back sleeper exclusively.
Yeah.
Now, I've slept over the past couple nights. It's not the most like pillowy. This is the hard part. And if you are used to like propping up some pillows in reading and stuff at night, this is not.
Yeah.
It is not meant for that.
You just have to have those pillows also.
Yes, you must. Those are in addition to this one. This one cannot be like.
And then you throw them on the floor and sleep with this.
Yes. Now I will say, if you were to sleep on your stomach and try and put your head on this, you would be.
I was going to say this is where I would die.
Yes.
Because it's wretched. I mean, but I don't know if it was. See, this is where I would need to do some sort of trial thing, because if it worked good enough to where it was comfortable and my brain didn't say, let's do something wonky, then maybe it would be okay to stay. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Okay.
Yeah. So because I'm pretty I've tried a lot of different things to sleep on my side or help with my back, but every pillow, I can never position it, and my neck always cramps forward, and then I'm just again open mouth breathing, snoring. So
yeah,
I don't know. We'll see how this. Again, I'm only day was this day 2 into this day 3?
So
I'm still very new. So take everything I'm saying with a huge grain of salt.
Still doing the, it's all right.
I have no idea.
That's fair. You're in the trial phase.
I am trying to see how this all gets put together. So yeah,
still investigating.
Yeah,
or whatever.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. And now, but then I was kind of worried with all this stuff because I'm like, oh no, I used to I didn't have a nighttime routine I don't, right? Really? So now
I
I'm
don't
like,
either. Yeah.
like, oh no.
I'm tired. I guess I'll go to bed now.
Right.
That's why
Now
this is
it's
my
like,
nighttime routine.
oh no. Because what if I'm traveling and I don't have my nostril magnets?
Yeah.
Oh no.
This is
Or like, am I going to have to go and buy like the travel Tempur-Pedic neck pillow to go with me because it's smaller and narrower?
Oh, they would say absolutely. That's what you.
Yes, they would.
And
what if I don't? What if I'm not able to tape my mouth shut and I'm in a hotel? Like, I can't call down to the concierge and ask for tape. Like, I'm not doing that.
That's true. Well, it's also how you get on TSA. You're like, I got this binding tape and like, sir, sir, step over to the side, please.
We're gonna swab something real quick.
Just gonna
wait a minute.
See your fingerprints.
Right. Oh, yeah. So it's I'm now getting into that realm of like, oh no, I'm really gonna have to plan. And this is not something I wanted with my life, but
I mean that's true.
It is what it is.
But there's some. It's annoying, right? Like that kind of stuff. So I according to my wife, I think my snoring has got better. Really, so because I was pretty bad there for a little while. And so I am doing better. Unfortunately, the answer for me was, hey, you need to lose a lot of weight and maybe like exercise or something.
Yeah.
Like, dang it. That's not.
Oh no. Yeah.
Drat. The two things that I didn't want to.
Yes, that too is also on my list to make sure that I am doing moving forward. So hopefully between all these things will be.
But I think that helped a lot. And then plus like that was part of my like blood pressure problems, right? It was way too much and eating like garbage and not to say that I eat wonderfully all the time, but still like it's better. So that is the other part of that. But I'm very curious to see how the magnet thing pans out for you. Because I did try the normal ones before too, but I also found that they've just like come off. You wake up, maybe because I end up sleeping on my face, right? You wake up in the morning and like it's only attached to one side of your nose still, right? Like
I'd find them attached to my arm, right? Because sometimes in the middle of the night I'd put my arm up and cover my face, and then I'd pulling.
Well, that's what I'd be worried about with the magnets too. It's gonna like just ping it off, and it's gonna be like wake up like, where the heck did that go?
These stick really. Again, I wore mine for 8 hours straight today, and I had to rip them off of my nose in order to go out to dinner. So you do have to like scrub.
I meant the bar thing, right? Like, just that part. Like I figured those things sound like this, but like
no.
If I'm rolling around my face, it's gonna be like click, gone forever. Bye.
I don't know. This thing is really on there, but I'm going to see. We're going to see how it happens because I'm like, this is interesting. I know I don't move around as much. It sounds like it's you, so I'm not a.
Apparently, no one does. So there's that.
There you go. So we're gonna see. Yeah, I'm interested because I was like floating on because I was so oxygenated. I was basically floating today, and Megan was like, "Do we need to get those things on auto shipment?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I was starting to put them on because we have some Amazon things on the subscribe and save, and the more you save. But I was like, I'm going to hold off on this. I have 30 of these things. Well, now 20.
Yeah, you got to see if they, work first, right?
Yeah, before we just start getting these shipped to our house. So I'm going to
exactly. Right. Let's look.
I'm just going to wait. It's going to be fine. And then we'll see. So I'm trying not to get ahead of myself and just like see what this is going to look like. But I will be reporting back on this and how things are progressing.
We'll be looking forward for these updates.
Yes.
Oh, I want to know.
Well, yeah, everything going well with you. Your week progressing well.
Oh yeah, it's going fine. Just having like packing anxiety, right? Like,
Oh yes, you leave in like what, a week?
yeah. So it's like, oh crap, I just want to take. I'm having anxiety about like packing things. I'm just like, I've just given up. I was like, I'm just gonna pack random t-shirts. I don't even care. Just get out of my way. Like I don't care. I'm overthinking this too much, and it's annoying. And I just want like,
Yeah. Because you're
So
doing the no check bag.
Yeah.
Thing.
And it's like real annoying because like, I don't know. I don't like, I don't know. Most of my wardrobe is like basically curated for work at this point. So it's like button down shirts and polos and ties. I'm like, I don't, what do you pack for vacation though? So like I just need a t-shirt, but not the t-shirts that I wear just around town because they're just kind of like meh, right? Like I don't.
Sure. Yeah.
So again, this is where I'm putting too much thought into my situation, right? So I just have to be like, okay, where's my black t-shirt? Boom. Done. That's what we're.
Oh man, yes.
We're over. That's it.
Yeah.
Cut off.
And done. Yeah.
So yeah. So just that, trying to think, make sure I got things about, like that kind of stuff. So that's sort of this week, is trying to like gather everything together and just get all that done. So
the gathering phase.
Yeah, the gathering phase, right? Making sure it's washed, like do some laundry. Oh yeah, where's all my socks? Holy cow, where'd they all go?
No, but really, where are all my socks?
But really, I just bought some more. Where did I put? So like, where did they go? Dang it. So yeah, that's it. Just trying to get all that stuff done and packed. And so that's this week, basically, getting all that stuff done.
Nice.
Yeah. Yes. So
now, do you have your like charger situation sorted for overseas?
Oh yeah, we have an adapter thingy.
Nice.
Right. If all else fails, just buy one there, I guess. But like,
sure, fair. Yeah.
Yeah, I always have an adapter thingy and like that kind of stuff. I got to figure out if I want to do like the eSIM situation, so I can like use my phone.
Oh, right.
Like, do I want to do that? Do I care? Like, I mean, I don't want to pay out of country charges.
This is
definitely don't want to do that.
No,
but like
nobody wants that.
Do I want to use my phone? Probably for like maps and stuff, right? Like that kind of thing. So I think about that. Got to think about what to download to watch on the plane. Got to think about.
Oh man, you have so many decisions. I'm so sorry.
It's important, right?
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah.
Just have backup things. You gotta have some backup stuff. So yeah, just trying to like get all those things together, and that's basically it. I hate packing. It's the worst. So I don't.
Yeah, because you get locked in, right? And it's like,
yeah,
on your decisions, future self.
Yeah, future self might be mad at me. So we'll see. But that's basically it. So just trying to get that stuff together. Luckily, I have an extraordinarily responsible and list-making wife. So
very nice.
That helps, right?
Yes.
Like,
yes,
my extreme hot mess express over here, like that definitely is helpful. So
yeah, when you can be handed a list, man, you will execute that very well.
Yes. It'll just say, "Where are your socks?" Like, oh no, I don't know. I got
you socks. Nobody told me about socks.
And like today, we were talking, and we were like, we were talking about, do you take swimming clothes? And we were like, well, I wasn't really planning on it. I don't really care. I don't really want to go swimming in like the hotel or whatever. But then one of the ladies, our friend talked to like the person in charge of the thing, and they were like, yeah, no, the Nordic people just like jump in the ocean like all the time. Like, oh, well. So now do I, if the opportunity presents itself, I don't want to be like, no.
Well, no, I can't. Yeah. You got to win in Rome. Jump into the ocean.
Like, I mean, that's not a giant thing to add to luggage either.
No, but also it is yet another thing.
That's true. That's true. But like, you don't want to miss out on that action. You know what I mean?
No,
so like,
that's yeah.
So that would be bad. So these kind of things, these last minute things of like, oh, do I need this? Like, but no, I'm trying to not do it. Right? I'm trying to take less things because every time I go on a trip like this or somewhere else, like I always end up taking too much crap and things that I don't even wear or like I don't even need it. So it's just so annoying. And so I really just need to be like, listen, Brandon, when you're at home, you will wear the same shirt for 90 days in a row. And you'll go out, you'll go to the store, you'll go, and no one cares.
There's no problem, right?
There's no problem, right? You'll go out, you'll run errands, you'll do stuff all day, you'll come home and and then the next day, if you got to run more errands, you'll just put the shirt back on.
Yeah.
This is what I do all the time. So why should it be any different?
But for some reason, we don't want the Norwegians to think I wear the same shirt every day.
Yeah, they don't care. They probably do too. It'll be colder there anyway. So it's not going to be like, this is the thing that I'm most excited about is there's like not 87% humidity there. So this is great news. So this also facilitates the wearing of shirts more than one day, like much better, right? Like it's different if it's like hot and sticky, right? Then you're like, burn this shirt, it's gross. Right? Like get it away from me. Like, what if it's like, nah, it's fine. And how sweaty am I going to be walking through a museum? I'm not at all.
Not
okay.
At all. Not even
so
a little
like,
bit.
Again, am I overthinking this to my own detriment? Yes. Yes, I am. Huh. Will I stop? No. But I
sounds
but
very
I
familiar.
Sounds
very familiar.
I know. It's not that big a deal, man. Like, just wear a shirt again. So this is what I'm doing. I'm really trying to pare down and make this effective. Like,
sure.
And so I can do this. So this should work. It should be fine.
Believe in you.
I always take too much stuff or end up not wearing a thing. And it's like,
well, and that's the worst too. When you pack something and you don't wear it, like that really makes me angry. When I went through all that trouble and hassle, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, you. Exactly. I did nothing with you. You're just there.
You're just there, taking up space in my suit.
Yes,
and it's very obnoxious, and I don't like it. Right, and so now we are down to the one thing I have to think about is like, do I need to bring some sort of like very light jacket situation, right? Because like currently, like the low temperatures there are like 57 degrees.
Oof.
So like,
yeah.
I know. Granted, that's overnight, but like, do I need just like a like here? I just wear my like flannel shirt thing. Right. So basically the question is, do I take my flannel shirt thing? Right.
Yeah.
Do I take it? Number one, maybe, if we're going to be out and about at night, I don't know how much that will be occurring, but also it would be nice on the plane, right? Because the plane is usually quite chilly. So it might be a good thing to have on the plane, right? And stuff. So that's the last piece of the puzzle here is, do I take my just flannel shirt thing? Because I don't want like a jacket because that's way too much. That's too big of a thing, right? But do I just need something like that? Right. That's what I need to think about. That's the last piece of the puzzle. Do I take my
Done.
long sleeve flannel shirt? Because be good enough, I guess. Like, so I don't know.
I think that's fine. Yes. I say yes. Do it.
I mean, probably at some point there's an overnight ferry ride. I feel like that might be important for that.
I think so too.
Might be a bit windy out there. I don't know. So we'll see. But someone pack too much stuff. So you have to lug it around. And that sucks. So
again, yeah.
I'm a person that doesn't like to carry things at all.
Taking stuff and then realizing, oh, I didn't use any of this.
It didn't need this stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it's the worst. Oh no. So
yeah.
Good
with that.
We're working on it. Right. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Yes.
Well, that's the wrong thing. You know what else will be fine?
What?
The sea shanty of the week.
Yes. This is what I would love to do.
Right. Here you go. So here we go. This week we pulled out deep cut here. Right. This one is interesting. I like this one. Right. And I think it's like mysterious and interesting kind of. So we're going to go with that one. So this is called Lowlands Away. Right.
Lowlands Away. Okay.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool. Now, this one is like an interesting song because it's like, well, how old is this song? Yeah. No idea. Right. Right.
Oh.
It is in a book. So it does appear in some sort of book somewhere. So like it's at least it was written about in the 1860s. Right. And like a broken record here. This is assuredly an older song.
Sure.
Than that. Right. What makes this one interesting, right, is it many people, including folk song collectors and people that know such things, right? Their theory is that this is it actually started its life as like a long ballad, right? And so there is some lost to time long ballad version of this song.
Huh.
Right? And it has been turned into a shanty. Right?
Oh, interesting.
It's like the sailors just sang parts of it and they repeated bits and it was turned into a capstan shanty. So like the thing where they like raise the anchor with or like haul the sails, it was turned into a shanty for that. So it's about like a lost dead lover or something, right? So kind of a weird topic for a sea shanty to be about, which also leads to them to believe it's pieces of a much older song that is in its full form lost. Right. And so we only have these remnants from this Lowlands Away song, right? So it's like, which Lowlands? Don't know.
Oh.
Right? Probably the British or Scottish Lowlands,
wow.
Right?
Yeah.
But like, could it be the Netherlands? Maybe. I don't know. Right? And so, yeah, it was also probably influenced by dock workers in the South, right? At some point.
That's cool.
So, yeah, it's kind of interesting. So, I think it's got a cool kind of story.
Yeah.
And like that it could be part of an older tune. But that piece is lost. And we have this. Right, there you go. So boom.
Okay.
Sea shanty of the week.
I will
Lowlands Away.
include.
It's a pretty good one too. I like that.
Include a link to that. Apparently set to the a playthrough of Assassin's Creed 4 for some reason.
Yeah. That is true. Okay, so maybe you might have caught on to some of my source. Some of my source material has been the Assassin's Creed Black Flag soundtrack.
I love this. That's so cool.
Because
cool.
that is the pirate game. And while you're sailing around in the game, your crew will randomly start singing Shanty.
Okay, that's neat.
Great.
That's just how
it's beautiful.
Yes.
So some of these are like, oh, I remember this from that game. What is that song called? And so I had to go back in. So some of my research material includes the Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag soundtrack.
Very nice. Okay. Didn't need to.
That's all right. It's fair.
Sorry.
It's okay. I was gonna come clean at the end, right? If you hadn't picked it, but there you go.
Okay.
So it's good stuff.
I just typed in Little Lands Away, so okay.
Yeah. It's not a very common one. And that's one of the only places it's there. And then there's some people that like there's like random people like quartet people like sing.
Oh, okay.
You know, because since like 2020, like sea shanties, there's like a mini sea shanty revival.
Yeah.
For some reason on the internet, which
was interesting. Yes.
Is good, right? It's what the internet's actually for. Okay.
Yes.
This is exactly what the internet's for.
Of course.
Quartet sea shanty singing.
Yes.
That's
agreed.
That's what CERN had in mind. Okay. They knew
when they opened up the portal to another dimension. Yeah, as we all know. Earth as we knew it was destroyed. They knew that they were wanting to bring back sea shanties to make them popular.
There you go. All right. So anyway.
All right.
Speaking of things not going well, we got our boy Jim here.
Jim, on his adventures.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is interesting. I like in my book, we have part 3, My Shore Adventure. Chapter 13, How My Shore Adventure Began.
Yes. Yeah. Very, you know what you're getting here, folks.
Well, there we go.
Yep. Here we are. Yes. Yep.
And we have some very these titles are pretty, they're starting to get a little bit hilarious, right? Like these are giving 1800s book titles, right? Like autobiography titles, you know, when people write a story about things. Like I've been reading this book on the side. Hold on, let me reach for it. Hold on, vamp.
Way on the side.
I put it on my shelf and it was just out of reach. I'm reading a book about, I just finished a book about shipwrecks, right? Because sometimes I like to read books and then I like to read a nonfiction book that is related to it. It helps me keep reading, you know. But this one is about a wreck of a ship on Auckland Island in the South Pacific, south of New Zealand, in 1864. Right.
Oof.
But yeah, so it's harrowing
to say the
least, right?
Yeah.
But the guy's book, I gotta see if I can find this real quick. He wrote a book about it afterwards, the Captain Musgrave, right? He wrote this book and it just is the most ridiculous title of all time. And I need to find this because it's just
I'm so ready.
You know how they're just or scientific papers have super mega long kind of titles that you're like, what is happening? Why is this here? Right? Oh, that's the French version. I don't want to read that. That's they already, I don't want to make French even more mad at me because I can't pronounce French words very well. Okay, the second version. Oh, yes. Okay, here you go. 1865, entitled Castaways on the Auckland Isles, a narrative of the wreck of the Grafton from the private journals of Captain Thomas Musgrave with a map and some account of the Aucklands. Second version, right? Revised version 1866.
Good.
Castaways on the Auckland Island, a narrative of the wreck of the Grafton and the escape of the crew after 20 months suffering from the private journals of Captain Thomas Musgrave, together with some account of the Auckland.
Oh my gosh. and there was no colon or semicolon in there, I take it?
There was a comma.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there's a full colon. Right? 2 full colons, actually. So
It's basically a summary.
yeah,
is what they're doing there,
but
people.
it's very much like, yes.
That's so ridiculous.
So there you go. Yeah, and there's also one of the other survivors who is French, wrote a French book as well. Les naufrages vont moi sur un récif des îles Auckland. Récit authentique illustré des 40. I don't remember how to say 40 se bois dessin par Ada Neuville. That was horrible. Sorry, France, just in general. But again, so we're getting Jim here is catching the spirit.
He's really
we're getting like, if you just kind of like breeze through, like some of the chapter titles start getting a bit longer like that. And so like I just like
there's so much to talk about.
Wow. I know. So there we go. That was just the first thing I thought about. So how my shore adventure began, right? A bit by happenstance, right? He's just like,
well, it starts off where all of a sudden it's interesting. This has been the one thing that he's been wanting for so long. And now when he sees the island finally, he's kind of filled with a little like, ugh, like because everything's gray and obviously with the circumstances of how things are going. It's also like he's not looking at it in, and he also doesn't like that the Hispaniola is just sitting there at anchor, rolling. And so he's not starting off real cheerful here in the morning looking at the island.
Yeah. Well, the weather's bad, right? It's not great. The weather's so bad, they had to pull the boat in, right? Mm-hmm. With the lifeboats, right? Here a little bit later.
Right.
Like they've been anchored offshore and it's like pretty raucous, right? The boat is is going pretty back and forth, right? It's not like a pleasant time, it's pretty, he's not loving that. And then after that happens, it like gets really hot and then there's like no wind. And so the crew have to pull the boat into closer to the harbor with the lifeboats. And now the crew is like super antsy as well. So there's like a anxiety, antsy feeling that like has overtaken everyone, right? And it's not great. And so the mood is like really kind of on edge and tense. And it's even weirder that like the one person going around following every order cheerfully is Long John Silver, because he's trying to get the crew to calm the heck down.
Right. He's trying to keep this all together. You're right. Yeah.
He's on edge, but they're more on edge. So he's trying to keep them calm down because they're not doing anything now. They're stuck on the boat. The land is right there and they're like super antsy, right? And they're just like all kind of going a little bit nuts. And so he's like going around being all extra chipper, trying to play it off like he's just so happy to be here. But what he's really doing is going to all the groups of the crew and be like, stop it, what are you doing?
Yes. Making his presence known. Because the captain and the squire and the doctor call a meeting and basically they're like, yeah, mutiny's about to take place here. So we need to do something.
I mean, they basically say like, it's clear that the captain is Silver, right?
Yes.
Because the captain is like, if I give one more order.
Oh, yes.
He's like, they're not. He's like, I can't, like, this is bad. So, they decide shore leave might be the answer, right? For two reasons. Number one, get some people off the boat, lessen their anxiety slightly. But also, they know, like, look, this will give Silver some time alone with them, and maybe he can get them under control and calm down.
Yes.
Which is so bizarre that's
yeah, but they're like, look, he's controlling them anyway, but
so we need to give him a chance to do it out of our earshot.
Because he can't do it because then that would show them. They know that he's trying to lay low in the command that he has over everybody. Because if he starts to step outside that bounds, it would give him away for what he's trying to do. But
and
because
like they know, well, yeah, but like they don't want him to know that they know that he knows that they know, right? Like it's one of those.
yes,
kind of agree. So they're like, well, if we let him go to shore, anybody that wants to, and just say, you know, you've been working hard, you've earned some shore time. We'll fire a gun, you know, at when it's time to come back, and then you can row back to the ship for meal and stuff tonight.
Yes,
and we'll do that. We'll sleep on the boat. Boom.
And that was his plan.
Yeah.
And then I don't quite understand. Oh, but before they do this, they give pistols out to the people they trusted. Just in case, right? I guess.
Just in case, right? For people might stay aboard, like whatever. Like,
yeah,
they gave them out to the crew here, including Jim. Jim has one.
Jim has one.
Yeah,
and I don't quite understand what Jim does at the end of this chapter. Did you find a reason for why he decided to do this?
Well, he kind of like, I don't really know. Like, he seems to be of the belief that this is important, right? And I think that some of this is like we have foreshadowing a little bit because remember, this is future Jim telling us the story.
Yeah.
Right. But the one sentence that I found really interesting, actually earlier than this, hold on. The one other thing I want to mention real quick is the weird reaction the doctor has. Is like, I would bet there's fever here, which is
yes,
weird because the air is so hot and buggy and sticky. Anyway, that was interesting. Potential foreshadowing. But yeah, Jim just goes, then it was that. This is also a weird sentence, and I had to read this more than once because it's worded strangely, right? Then it was that there came into my head the first of the mad notions that contributed so much to save our lives.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And he's just like standing there, and all of a sudden he's like, if 6 men were left by Silver, it was plain our party could not take and fight the ship. And since only 6 were left, it was equally plain that the cabin party had no present need for my assistance. And it occurred to me at once to go to shore. And then he just dove into a lifeboat.
Dives in.
And he like
hides.
Curls up in the front, And that was it. Right. And Silver starts yelling at him. Right. But because his boat was so much faster, right? Because everybody was like kind of raring to go, and it was also lighter and they had less stuff in their boat. They got to the beach and just like took off running. And Silver is like screaming at him, like shouting after him, Jim, Jim, Jim. And he's just running.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he's like, I don't know exactly what's going on here. Like, he wants to be off the boat. We know that. But he also doesn't want to be with them.
Very importantly, yes. Yeah. I think I think this is a adventure, but also he's scared to be around these, rightfully so.
Yeah. I think he just wants to be away from everyone.
Yeah.
Right? Like, he wants to be off the boat because it's just sitting there rocking back and forth and he's not really enjoying that. And he's like, well, if the captain and the squire, like, they don't need me on the boat, and I don't want to be on the boat, so I want to be on this island. I don't want to be near them, these villainous pirates.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna go. So I don't know if he's gonna like play this off as like adventurous, young man frolicking about on an island or whatever, but like, he does get into his head that, and this is some interesting foreshadowing, like this is the first of one of his notions that contributed so much to save our lives. And so we'll see why this is important.
Right. I guess with that, we're just supposed to take, look, Jim's going to do some weird things that there's no logic or reason behind them. He didn't have any planning or anything. He just said, yeah, I'll go do that. Kind of, I guess, a little bit of acting irrationally in the moment, but it worked itself out for good in the end.
Yeah, it turns out this was a good, even though at the time it seemed like a spur of the moment plan.
Yes.
Like not really a plan. It turns out it was a good thing to do. I think that's kind of what it's mentioning here.
Yes.
But he just got it into him that he wanted to get away from everyone. And he just rocketed off into the jungle.
And is gone. Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. And then we have the next chapter. First of all, this chapter is weird. Okay, again, maybe I'm overthinking this a little bit, but the description of the island leaves me confuzzled onto where perhaps we could possibly be.
Oh,
right.
I didn't even try to put that together.
Well, it's just like, it's kind of like weird. And I think there's just some anachronistic things about what's happening here, like how he describes the stuff that he's running through, right?
Yes, because he doesn't even know how to describe one of the trees. Like he's confused by the tree.
But yeah, it's an oak-like tree, but then he calls it a live oak, and that's not where that goes, right? That's weird. That's not how that works. And so, like, I don't know.
He also doesn't know the snake that he sees, right? That it's actually a rattlesnake and of some capacity too.
Yeah, but that's confusing because I looked it up and there's not.
Yes,
we don't have rattlesnakes in the Caribbean except for one. Collin, did you know that there is one rattlesnake species that lives in the Caribbean? Right? There is an Aruba rattlesnake.
What?
It's called the Aruba Island rattlesnake.
Okay.
And it lives, you guessed it, on the island of Aruba off of the north coast of Venezuela. The only place.
Only one.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so cute.
Isn't it?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, and so I don't know if this is a little, like you said, a little bit of anachronistic, where our author is pulling together bits and pieces of fantastical things to put it all together.
Right. For the English audience in England, right? All of these things are like new and like exotic, right? Yes. And so we just put all the exotic things together in one made-up location to make it seem distant and far away,
even more,
right?
Even more crazy.
Yeah. So that's all. Like live oaks are a thing in the Americas, right? Rattlesnakes are a North American phenomenon. Rattlesnakes they are native to North and South America only, right? That's interesting. I learned that today. And the cute little Aruba Island rattlesnake hanging out there in the southern swamplands of Aruba, doing cool stuff, right? Anyway, so yeah, he's just running around, and he picked a weird place to go because he's like through like it's kind of like marshy, right, and gross here.
Yeah.
Right? He spooks up a duck, right?
Also, so exotic. Yeah.
Yeah, so exotic, the duck. But it turns out the ducks were useful because they kind of were, as more people approached, they like made a ruckus, and he was able to ascertain that some other people were coming near him because they also scared up the ducks, which that's how ducks work. So that's good, right? Like that.
Indeed.
That is fair. So he hears them, right? And it is, of course, he like crawls over there like you do, and
it's old Long John.
Long John again.
Group of
course,
people.
Who else would it be, right?
Yeah.
The only person there is here. So it's him talking with some people here, and this is not great, right? His conversation's not the best.
No, it's not. And he starts off with this monologue about, I think's gold dust of you, gold dust. and you melee to that. If I hadn't looked to you took to you like pitch, do you think I'd have been here? A warning of you. Basically, I think he's saying, like, I thought better of you, and because I've been watching you so closely, now I know better. Like, and he's now, and then the other man's kind of like,
it's like leery of him,
very leery, and like kind of like then starts. I don't want to say like begging for him, but like there's a little bit of back and forth here about what's going on.
Yeah, and he's basically like, yo, you know, I know what's up to, and this is not good, and I don't like it, and blah blah blah, and you've got money already, and you've got to,
oh yeah,
all this stuff, so you don't need to do any of this, and blah blah blah, and basically Silver, like, he starts walking away, and Silver just picks up a big piece of tree.
Well, this is real quick. This is after we find out that somebody else has been murdered. There's a big
there was a
scream.
Shot.
Yeah, a shot, and somebody screams out, and he says,
he says, "Oh, that would be." Blah, blah, right?
I reckon. Like, he goes, "That? I reckon that'll be Alan."
Yeah, right? Alan. Yeah, it was like, like, what? What do you mean?
And then at this point, Tom turns and he goes, "If I die like a dog, I'll die in my duty. You've killed Alan, have you? Kill me too if you can, but I defies you." And he went to turn, and this is I was like, "Whoa, this is brutal." Tree branch and all.
He just picks up a tree branch and like javelins it at this dude, and it hits him in the back, and he just falls down. Now Jim doesn't really know, right? Jim can't figure out exactly what's going on, right? Silver was as agile as a monkey, even without leg or crutch. It was on top of him in the next moment. It had twice buried his knife up to the hilt in the defenseless body, right? From my place of ambush, I could hear him pant aloud as he struck the blows. Yeah. So, Jim doesn't really know, because Jim's like, oh, he hit him so hard it snapped his spine. Like, I don't think that probably is true. I think it knocked him down, and then Silver just jumped on him and then stabbing him. I feel like he did not
that would
sever his spine.
Make more sense.
Tree branch. That's not. Yes. What the heck? That doesn't make any sense. But whatever. I don't. But yeah, so the two of the crewmen are now dead.
Yes.
That's not great. So I don't.
Yeah, and at this point, Jim realizes he's in a very precarious spot now, because Long John blows on the whistle, basically as a signal of like, okay, everybody come in. Yeah. And our boy here is ready to instantly. I began to extricate myself and crawl back again.
Yes, good job. And he could, as I did so, I could hear hails coming and going between the old Buccaneer's comrades, and the sound of danger lent me wings, right? So he is running. I ran as I never ran before, scared minding the direction of my flight, or scarce minding the direction of my flight, so long as it led me from the murderers. And as I ran, fear grew and grew upon me until it turned into a kind of frenzy, right? And now he's like, oh, also I'm lost. Oh, dang it. What the heck?
well, now, but like he's running through what this means that he's running away, right?
Yeah.
He goes, now I really am lost, because how can I go down to the boats to get out of here to be saved? But
because he doesn't want to go hang out with them, because,
yeah, they're going to ask him some questions. Would not the first among them who saw me wring my neck like a snipe's? Would not my absence itself be an evidence to them of my alarm, and therefore my fatal knowledge? And I love that, his fatal knowledge, both in the fact that they killed, but also that it would be deadly to him. I was like, oh, yes,
good stuff.
Yes, yep. And so now he's like, it's all over. No matter what I do, I'm in a bad place.
Yes, but never mind that, because as he's running, right?
Oh yes,
he Yeah. And here, oh yeah, all the while I say I was still running, and without taking any notice, I had drawn near the foot of a little hill where the two peaks and had got into a part of the island where the live oaks grew more widely apart and seemed more like a forest. And there, dot, dot, dot. And here a fresh alarm brought me to a standstill with a thumping heart.
Oh, yes.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. And then we go to chapter 3, the man of the island.
Yeah. Oh dear. What on earth is the right? So when we just immediately start here from the side of the hill, which was here steep and stony. A spout of gravel was dislodged and fell rattling and bounding through the trees. My eyes turned instinctively in that direction, and I saw a figure leap with great rapidity behind the trunk of a pine.
Aha.
Right? What it was, whether bear or man or monkey, I could in no wise tell. It seemed dark and shaggy. More I knew not. But the terror of this new apparition brought me to a stand. First of all, that's just an excellent paragraph.
Yes.
Let's not.
It's wonderful.
Not beat around the bush here.
No.
That was great.
This is great writing.
That's
people.
fantastic.
I'm loving this.
Yeah, and so it's kind of weird, right? This part's a little bit strange. And he's like really freaking out, right? And he's like, I can't figure this out. Even down the page, I began to recall what I had heard of cannibals.
Oh, yes. He's really
and I was within an ace
now.
of calling for help. But the mere fact that this was a man, however wild, had somewhat reassured me. And my fear of silver began to revive in proportion. So it's like, well, this person probably not as scary as Long John Silver. So, all right, we're good. Like he's, he kind of has this moment of like, this is a scary situation, but the pirate situation is scarier. Yeah. So let's go investigate this guy.
Well, what also gives him a little bit more courage here? He I was also thinking the recollection of my pistol. Oh yes.
As soon as I remembered I was not defenseless,
yes,
courage glowed. Courage glowed again in my heart, and I set my face resolutely for this man of the island and walked briskly toward him. Right?
Obviously, yes.
Obviously. Wait a minute. I got a gun.
I've got guns.
I'm strapped up. Let's go.
Why are we still talking? Let's do this.
Yeah. Wait a minute. What do I got to be scared of? I have a one-shot flintlock pistol. What could go wrong? That I definitely know how to use.
Yes.
Wait a minute.
No.
Wait a minute.
But yeah, he just walks up now and he says, "Who are you?"
Yeah. Right? And in response, a croaky answer of "Been gun." Right? Sounded hoarse and awkward like a rusty lock. That's a good simile also.
Yes.
I just want to say that's good.
Yes.
All right. So Ben here has been on this island for 3 years. Right? He's wholly unrecognizable. Right? He describes him as the worst beggar he's ever seen. Right? Of all the beggar men that I had seen or fancied, he was the chief for raggedness. Well,
in a poorly state here, 3 years on an island.
That's fair. 3 years on an island, that'll do it to a man, right? So he's really he's kind of starting to tell him about himself, and he's like, I've been here, marooned 3 years agone, he continued, and lived on goats since then, and berries and oysters. And this part I thought was particularly hilarious because I was like,
oh yes,
same, bro. He's like, but mate, my heart is sore for a Christian diet. You might have happened to have a piece of cheese about you now. It's like,
yeah. I thought the same thing. I was like, what?
Same, man.
Yes. Yeah. That's exactly the first thing I had. Great. This is wonderful. Are you cheese?
Hey, cheese, bro?
Yeah. Oh man, it was wonderful.
It's great, right? As a Midwesterner, I can relate to that sentence very much. I can.
But then it starts to get a little dicey. I thought this was interesting because Jim is like, yeah, if I ever get aboard again, you'll have cheese by the stone. And then he repeats the words back to him, right? But his last words, he perked up into some kind of startled slyness. If you ever get aboard again, says you, he repeated, why now, who's to hinder you? And then like, ooh, well, yeah, this is still a dangerous situation because we don't know the affiliation or really the desperate nature of this man.
Yeah.
About what's going on.
But we do, like, Jim just kind of decides that he's gonna tell him, right? But he's good, blah blah. He is a bit, Jim thinks he's a bit wacky, right? Because he's like, I'm rich, I tell you, I'm rich, and he's like, I now felt sure that this poor fellow had gone crazy in his solitude, and I suppose I must have shown the feeling in my face, for he repeated the statement hotly.
Yes, I'm rich.
Right. Anyway, Jim, he like gets serious again. He's like, now, Jim, tell me true. That ain't Flint's ship.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. And this, I had happy inspiration. I began to believe that I had found an ally and answered him at once. No, not Flint's ship. Flint is dead. But I'll tell you true, as you asked me, there are some of Flint's hand aboard. Worse luck for the rest of us.
And his first question went back.
Up.
Not
his
a
first
man
question.
With one leg.
Yes, with one leg. Silver, I asked. Aye, Silver. He says that were his name. He is the cook and their ringleader too. He was still holding me by my wrists, and at that, he gave it quite a ring.
Well, yeah, well, because now you can see the next phrase here from Ben here is he's now worried that
Silver
sent him.
Yeah,
right.
He's like, if Silver sent you, I'm as good as done. He says I'm as good as pork. I guess that means
stuck pork, stuck like a pig.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess this is as they say.
Yeah,
all the people that says this. So I'm assuming this just means done for.
Yes,
it's weird.
And Jim just figures like, I'll just tell him everything, right?
He's like, might as well. We'll just see where we stand. I'm just gonna be out with it, and we'll see what's up, And it turns out fine, right? Like
it's like, well, that sucks, but we'll get to figure it out, right? Being in a clove hitch, that's what we say.
Yeah, which is a weird. I guess it's a pretty sailory knot, I suppose.
Yes.
But like, still, it's kind of weird. And he's like, this again, he's like, I can't, this part here confused me a lot. Like, I don't know what's going on or if he just is crazy, but he's like, anyway, when he starts talking about how he will get home, and he's like, so, by the way, because you're in such a clove hitch, he told him about the squire, and he's like, but right, like, do you think he would let me go home on the boat?
Oh, right.
And he's like, do you think if we dig up this treasure, do you think he would let me have some? Because I know where it is. Basically, he's implying that he already knows where it is. I think this is what he means by he's rich, right?
Yeah.
And he was like, oh yeah, I'm sure he would let you have some, and because we were supposed to share the treasure right away. And he was like, and passage home, perhaps? And he's like,
he's really.
He's like, well, yeah, especially because if we get rid of the fiends, we'll need help sailing the ship home. And he's like,
that's a great line.
He's like, oh yeah.
Yeah,
I guess you do need.
You do need help.
Like, oh gosh,
passage secured, job safety. Let's do this.
So now we get some kind of the backstory here. All right. So now that we've secured this, he's like, all right, now I'll tell you what I know. Right. So, or at least some of what I know, right? He's like, he was on Flint's ship.
Yes.
Right. He was sailing with Flint, right? Flint went on this island. He sailed ashore in a boat, with 6 men to bury the treasure, right? And Flint came back alone. Right?
Yes.
But there he was, you mind, and the 6 all dead and buried. How he done it, not a man aboard us could make out. It was a battle, murder, and sudden death. Leastwise, him against 6. Right? And we get some more backstory. Billy Bones was the mate. Long John, the quartermaster, and they asked him where the treasure was. He says, you can go ashore if you like and stay. But as for this ship, she'll beat up no more by thunder.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he said. So, boom. So we know how the treasure got to the island, right? Flint came to bury it. He did not trust that his location would be safe. And so he killed 6 members of his crew, and I'm assuming buried them with the treasure or just left them somewhere. We don't know.
Yeah.
But that is what's happened here, right? And then weirdly, this part's the weird part, right? He was on another ship, and
they came back.
He was just on a different boat, right? And they were passing by, and he was like, "Hey guys, I recognize that island. That's where old Captain Flint buried his treasure. We should go land and try to find it." Yeah. The captain was displeased with that, but the messmates were all of a mind and landed. 12 days they looked for it, and every day there had the worst words for me until one fine morning, all hands went aboard, and they basically said, all right, this is foolish. You're dumb. We're leaving, but if you want to find it so much, you can stay here. We're leaving without you. We're marooning you on this island. They left him a musket, a spade, and a pickaxe and said, bye.
Yep. What? And that was it.
Yeah, and they left him there. Now this next part here, this is the part where I have no idea what's going on. Right? He says, well, Jim, 3 years have I been here, and not a bite of Christian diet from that day to this. But now you look here. Look at me. Do I look like a man before the mast? No, says you. No, I weren't neither, I says. And with that, he winked and pinched me hard. You just mentioned them words to your squire, Jim, he went on. No, he weren't neither. That's the words. 3 years here were the man on this island, light and dark, fair and rain, and sometimes he would maybe think upon a prayer. It's like, what? What is that supposed to mean? What the heck?
Yeah. This one,
right?
I did not know, I don't know what he's really trying to get at here. What he's trying to get Jim to either understand or believe. He seems really, really pressed to make sure that Jim
relays a certain message to the squire, right?
Yes.
He's like, then he continued, you'll up and you'll say this. Gun is a good man, you'll say. And he puts a precious sight, more confidence, a precious sight, mind that, in a genial man born in these gentlemen of fortune have been one himself. And Jim's whole response to this is, well, I said, I don't understand one word of what you've been saying, but that's neither here nor there.
I love that. I was like, how am I to get over?
All right, so Jim doesn't know what's going on. That makes me feel better because I have absolutely no idea what he's rattling on about. I had to read this section twice. I was like, what in the world? What are you saying, man? Now, this could just be he's been out in the sun for a long time, trapped alone on an island for 3 years. I don't know what he's trying to tell us. I don't know if we're going to find out. I don't know if he's like, I don't know if this is supposed to be some like Freemason code shenanigans, right? Like, I don't know what's going on here.
Because him starting saying like, do I look like somebody before the mask? Like, the only thing that came to mind was, is he trying to pretend like he wasn't a sailor for some weird reason? Like, I don't know. Because why else are you out here on this island? Like, this is, I don't know.
Yeah, because that story about like the crew getting annoyed with him just leaving him there, that's a bit suspicious. That doesn't seem like a normal thing to happen. But like,
Right.
you know, I don't know. I'm not a pirate. I have no idea what's happening. So yeah, this part's weird. Ben's got this is confusing, right? So yeah, I don't really know what's going on here. So we'll see if we get any answers or if he's just addled from being out in the sun too long, right?
Because now Jim is worried about how to get back, and turns out
it doesn't. Yeah, it turns out there's other things to be afoot here.
Well, Ben's got a boat, so Ben's first notion is just like, "Oh, we'll just go.
True.
I'll just take you." But then,
yeah,
there's some noises.
Yeah, right. They're running, and he says just then, although the sun still had an hour or two to run, all the echoes of the island awoke and bellowed to the thunder of a cannon. What? So they start running.
Yeah, the fighting has begun.
Yeah, that's what he says. So he's postulating. So they take off running, and this whole time Ben's like, "No, you should come to the left. Stay in the trees. Stay out of sight." But then he starts prattling on about that's where I killed my first goat. Right?
Oh
there.
my gosh, this made me so fun. This was so funny. I was just like, of course, he hasn't talked to anybody in 3 years.
So he's just sort of rambling on about things. He starts like, "There's the cemetery." Like, what? What do you mean? What?
Oh, he says sedimary.
Sedimary.
Yeah.
The cemetery he must have meant, right? You see the mounds, I come here, and he's just like telling him about his day. But they're just running, right? So he kept talking as I ran, neither expecting nor receiving any answer, right?
Yeah.
And then the closing of the chapter, right? The cannon shot was followed after a considerable interval by a volley of small arms. Another pause, and then, not a quarter mile in front of me, I beheld the Union Jack flutter in the air above a wood.
Yes.
What?
The British are coming.
I mean, Jim's here. He's a British, so like, I don't know what's going. What?
Yeah.
So
why are they involved? What is going on?
Yeah, what's happening here? Yeah. So yeah, that's where we are. Jim is on the island. And we're confused a little bit, right?
Yeah, not in a good way. So yeah.
Not in a good way. No. So yeah, we've got some things to think about here.
Yes.
So something bad's going down probably. Would
very
be
likely.
My guess.
Yes.
So there we go.
Yeah.
That's
so
where we have it.
I'm interested to see where we go from here.
It's kicked off.
How
probably.
this gets resolved. Yeah. Something at least.
Yeah. It appears that it has kicked. Something is kicked off. I don't know what, but something for sure.
Yes. So yeah, it's good. It's good. I'm liking this a lot.
It was good.
Yeah.
Even though Ben is a very confusing fellow, and I'm not entirely sure what he was talking about half the time.
It makes
maybe 75% of the time I didn't know what he was talking about. But it's fine. So we'll work on that. We'll see if we can decipher what on earth is going on, and then
do something about it.
Something about that. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, yeah. So this is good. I do have a haiku to leave us.
Hooray!
Haikus are about experiences and things that happen. So here's mine.
I'm already excited.
I can't read this with a straight face.
Even better.
Nasal strip in place. Air flows like a mountain breeze. Blood sings with new life. Yes, because I'm oxygenated.
That's right. You're right. They're about moments. Capturing moments. Okay?
Capturing moments. Boom.
Beautiful.
The world is abuzz. My things are more vibrant. I can hear clearer. It's just, my life has been changed. So that's this moment. I put it on the calendar, ready to celebrate.
Nice. Let's go.
So, oh man. Well, good. Okay, this is good. We will continue going forward for sure.
Yes.
And go from there. Okay.
Indeed.
Okay. And I guess we'll see you again soon. Woo.
That's true. Yeah.
Okay. You're good. Well, we will do this again soon.
All right.
Okay. Love you.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye.